There are times when love doesn't come easy. Sure, the love we have for our children is always present. The desire to protect them and want the best for them is always there, but I don't always feel loving. Sometimes I just feel tired. Sometimes the weight of it all is just heavy. And although I'd love to be a mom who always shows up perfectly, there are days when I simply don't have it in me to sit under the weight of all that heaviness and try to make forward movement. Sometimes waking up and trying to get it all right is exhausting. Other times the grief has me asking, Lord, why does this have to be so hard? Sometimes the tenderness in my heart begs for a reprieve from the blows of life and just wants a chance to heal. This morning I was sitting and thinking about one of my boys. Our relationship has never fully healed from the trauma of the teen years. And we've both made mistakes over the years, and while I'm pretty sure there's no hard feelings, there is distance. A distance that has been present for years, and one that I'm not sure how to build a bridge over, or if one can even be built. When I think about him, I waffle between feelings of regret and how I'd do things differently, and my own feelings of abandonment. And each time I pick it up, it feels heavy. Harder than it should, sometimes even hopeless. And in those feelings, there are days when I just want to cry out from the weight of it all. I think sometimes love starts to feel heavy when we hold on to and carry what's not ours to carry. When we pick up responsibility for outcomes, for choices, and for the healing that only God can do. There are things that I hold on to that add to heaviness. I struggle with feeling like I somehow need to control what our relationship should look like, as if everything hinges on me. I take on the weight of guilt and regret over how I wish I could go back and do things differently. I unconsciously choose to carry the weight of assumptions, creating narratives in my head over what he thinks and feels that have no actual basis. And I carry the weight of what I imagine the future holds if we are never able to bridge this gap. That's a lot of unnecessary weight. And even though it comes from a place of love, it quietly begins to drain the very love I have to offer. What I'm learning, and trust me, I'm a slow learner, so this is definitely taking some time and intention, is that love and responsibility are not the same thing. Love walks beside. Responsibility tries to steer. Love trusts with an open hand. Responsibility grasps with a tight fist. And as I begin to notice the difference in these two things, love and responsibility, that heaviness I feel gets a little lighter. And it's a little easier to breathe in the space he and I are presently in. In my mind, I imagine trying to climb this mountain that is the relationship with my boy. And on my back is a pack full of all this weight, unnecessary weight. How exhausting it's been making this climb for all these years with all this extra baggage. See, there's an element of surrender to love, and we don't often discuss it. Surrendering the weight of the past, surrendering expectation for the future, surrendering guilt, regret, fear, surrendering the ego, the need for things to go my way in a life that doesn't belong to me, surrendering the responsibility to somehow always show up perfectly. How much easier would this climb be if I took the time and intention to remove each of those things off my shoulders and left them at the feet of Jesus? In chapter 5 of 1 Peter, it says, "Cast all your anxieties on him because he cares for you." Peter reminds us that we have a place to put things that make love feel heavy. He's not pretending they don't exist or suggesting we carry them with a smile. He invites us to hand them over. In fact, the word used is cast. And there's something almost light and funny to me as I think about, me just standing at the base of this relationship mountain and like reaching into my pack and hurling all this unnecessary weight off my back with joyful glee and maybe even a crazed laugh as I trust God to hold what I can't control. Maybe this week we ask ourselves, what am I holding on to responsibility for that's making it harder for me to love freely? And what would it look like to practice putting it down, even just for today? I'll tell you what it looks like for me. Today, I'm sending my boy a text message, a simple message. I love you, and I would love to have a closer relationship with you. I'm not sure how to get there, but I'd like to try and make an effort to connect with you more if that's something you have space for in your life right now. So up this mountain I go, one step at a time, and feeling a little lighter. Friend, love isn't supposed to crush us. It's meant to connect us to our child and to the one who holds us both. We don't have to carry the heavy. We just have to keep showing up, honestly, one step at a time. Until next time, keep breathing, keep trusting, and keep holding on to the hope, especially in the hard.